hosts are completing the remaining finishing touches for tonight's episode. If you are watching the replay, you can skip to the 4-minute and 54-second mark to get to Dave's intro. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA from The Authority, the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. That's ringsidereport.net.
Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
Welcome to today's broadcast from the Ringside Report Network. We are a viewer and listener-supported creative team. We would really appreciate it if you became a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA, and while there, check out our exclusive merch, including great jiu-jitsu gear from the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. It's ringsidereport.net.
Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
It's Wrestling Uncensored. Tonight on the show, we're previewing WWE Saturday night's main event and AEW's Double or Nothing. Double preview, Wrestling Uncensored. Let's go. Whew. Indeed, we are here. We are live. Johnny's here. What's up, Johnny?
Oh, just enjoying some SmackDown right before a nice long weekend of wrestling that we got going on Saturday and Sunday. Lots going down.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend of pro wrestling. It started, it's been going on. It's been constant, right? We had Raw Monday. We had, some people watch NXT Tuesday. I didn't. But then there was Dynamite Wednesday. You know, then they had Collision on Thursday, which I didn't see, but I think you did. And then Now Friday, SmackDown. Tomorrow, Saturday night's main event. And then Sunday, it's Double or Nothing. And then Monday's Raw again. Like, it just never ends. It's a constant cycle.
And people were asking me, too, like, it's not available on Netflix in Canada, but I believe it's available on YouTube in Canada. So you can watch it live on YouTube tomorrow.
It's on NBC, too, which I think if you have a TV, you can just watch it, no?
Yeah, that's possible, too. But I think a lot of people nowadays don't really have TV, and they just usually watch everything on their phone or computer now, right?
I still have TV. I'm going to watch it on NBC. Old school. That's how you're supposed to watch Saturday night's main event, on NBC.
I mean, yeah, sure, but that's it. You're old school, Dave. Like, that's it. Like, you live in the past, not up with the times anymore. Like, not watching everything on your phone 24/7.
No, I'm doing that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Multitasking. It's good.
Yeah, of course I'm multitasking. I'm watching SmackDown, I'm talking to you, and I'm watching the Yankees all at the same time. The Yankees, who are, get this, losing to the Rockies right now 3-2, which is ridiculous.
Haven't the Rockies only won like 8 games so far?
They're 8-32, and the Yankees right now, best team in the American League, second best team in the American League, to Doug's Tigers, who are the best team in the American League. But still, the Yankees are very good. They've been winning a lot of games, and they're currently losing to the worst team in baseball in Colorado right now, 3-2 in the 5th. Which is...
Oh, it's only the 5th. Like, a lot can happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that.
No, I'm not worried. And even if they lose to the Rockies, like, whatever. It's one game.
Well, I don't know. 8 wins. It's pretty bad.
I mean, I don't know. Give the Rockies a win over the Yankees. Let it be one weird win for them in their abysmal season. Like, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's one game. The Yankees have a pretty sizable lead in the AL East, so they can give up one game.
Well, the Red Sox won a beautiful game today, 19-5, so you better watch out.
They did. Red Sox just over 500 now, John?
They're at 500, actually.
Yeah. They're about 5 games back, 6 games back?
5.5, but it'll be 4.5 when the Yankees lost tonight.
Yeah, don't count on them losing necessarily. There's still a lot of baseball to play. LA Knight has just defeated Shinsuke Nakamura, pinning Shinsuke and Aleister Black out of the ring. Missed it. Triple threat match there. LA Knight, Aleister Black, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Aleister Black not able to break up the cover as LA Knight covers Shinsuke to get the win and qualify for Money in the Bank. Oh, so Aleister actually hit his kick on Shinsuke, the Black Mass kick, and then LA Knight from behind threw Aleister Black out of the ring, pinned Shinsuke 1, 2, 3 to get the win, kind of stole the win. An opportunistic win for LA Knight, who joins Solo Sikoa as one of, or two now, of 6 men that will qualify for Money in the Bank.
Shinsuke got screwed. He hit his finish on LA Knight, 1-2, hand on the rope, and the referee stopped counting. There's no rope breaks in a triple threat. Nakamura got screwed.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty bad. They should know their own rules, and they don't.
The Savannah, Georgia screw job tonight for Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown.
And you got pinned too. Yeah, it's really a big kick in the butt.
Poor Nakamura. Money in the Bank is coming up. They're starting to do qualifying matches for that. That's their next big event, but they do have Saturday night's main event tomorrow, which is a pretty stacked card. We just saw LA Knight join Solo Sikoa in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Money in the Bank taking place June 7th in LA. Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, and Julia all qualifying for the women. Another match next week on SmackDown will feature Naomi, Jade Cargill, and somebody else. Nia Jax, right?
Yeah, Nia, yeah. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. No, they announced that. That's another triple threat on SmackDown for the 5th spot. I don't know who is in the 6th qualifying match. I don't know what that is, but you got Bliss in there already. Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, and Julia all qualifying this week. Roxanne and Rhea qualifying on Raw this week. Rhea qualifying in a weird match where it was a triple threat with Zoey Stark and Kairi Sane. Kairi returning from injury, and Zoey Stark now going away on injury because she threw a drop kick, and you could hear her. Like, I think it was from the top rope. I don't know where she came from because you never saw the camera angle. You never saw her do it, right?
Right.
She just comes flying out of the frame.
Yeah, we've seen it before. Her do that.
So I think she was doing like a missile drop kick off the top, but Kairi was like way too far. I don't know why she jumped so early. The timing on it was off, and the way she landed on her leg was horrible. You could tell she was hurt right away. As she's like in the air, she yells, "Kairi!" Like you could hear her say it. And then she drops down and her knee is all bent up and she's screaming in pain. The ref comes in. Doctors come in, check on Zoey Stark. And then they go to commercial and you come back and it's like, yep, Zoey's hurt. She's out of the match and now it's Kairi and Rhea. Rhea eventually hit the Riptide for the win on Kairi, which kind of sucks for Kairi. Like, she probably wasn't supposed to take the fall in her big return match, but she had to. Like, I would imagine Zoey was going to get pinned there by Rhea, but they had to change it up when Zoey was pulled out of the match. Sucks for everybody. Except Rhea. I mean, Rhea still wins.
Yeah, but it looked kind of bad for Kairi because, like you said, her return match, and like, okay, you get pinned, but she just beat her like she was nothing pretty much. I mean, Kairi didn't really have much of a fight back. Like, oh, she almost hit the elbow, but didn't hit the elbow, and that looked kind of awkward the way that was defended. There was no true, like, oh, maybe she could win this match at some point. She just got beat. And, I mean, it makes sense. It's Rhea Ripley. But like you say, it's her return match, and that's how you look. That's kind of rough. But again, the injury happened. That's too bad. You just have to roll with it. If anything, it's a triple threat match. Should have brought the plunder. I'm not bringing in plunder for no reason, but they had kind of a reason. Like, well, this thing kind of fell apart. Let's just make the best of it and give Kairi something where it's like, oh, you could believe she could beat Rhea if she brought in some plunder.
Some plunder?
It's funny that it just seems awkward to say plunder like that. I mean, that was very common back in the 90s when Dusty was on commentary all the time.
The plunder. You mean weapons.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I think on the fly, first of all, they might not be there under the ring set up for them. Second of all, I don't know if they're allowed to just go, yeah, we're going to use weapons to spice this matchup because Zoey Stark got hurt. Like, WWE's very structured.
No, you're right. I mean, maybe they were told they can't do that, but I think when you call an audible and like you have to go with the flow kind of thing, well, that's going with the flow kind of thing. And if anything happens, we say sorry after the fact. I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world if they would have used a kendo stick or something. But like you said, maybe they didn't have anything available. Who knows? But going back to the drop kick with Zoe, I think it's because she does like a springboard, right? So she jumps up on top. So she doesn't have a lot of time to just wait for it. She's got to do it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I think that was kind of off was Kyrie. She's in the middle, and then she went to the other side.
Yeah.
Where if she was supposed to stay in the middle, I don't think there would have been a problem. I think maybe that's what Zoe thought. Oh, she's in the middle. Oh, the word. But then she went backwards, and then she yelled out because she turned her back to her. So that's what kind of screwed it up. Again, timing issues. Kyrie hasn't been there for a while, so maybe they talked about the spot but didn't walk it all the way through. So it sucks. That injury was kind of gruesome. It wasn't Sid gruesome, but still very bad. And I don't expect we're going to see her anytime soon, sadly.
Yeah, that was a pretty obvious injury there. You could tell she was very hurt right away.
Well, you hear her screaming. Like, it's like, well, This is bad.
Yeah. It was rough. So, hope Zoey Stark has a quick recovery. Hope she's okay. You never like seeing that on Raw. You never like seeing that in wrestling, somebody getting hurt like that.
Sucks for her, too. I mean, she lost all her teammates, too. She was in a faction. Now she's just down to one. And now she's out probably for a year or more. That's very rough to have that happen to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Elsewhere on Raw this week, Becky Lynch was in a Money in the Bank qualifying match with Natalya and Roxanne Perez, and Roxanne Perez won, not Becky Lynch. And then over on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair tonight in a Money in the Bank qualifying match with Zelina Vega and Julia won, not Charlotte Flair. So Roxanne Perez and Julia, the NXT call-ups this week, getting wins in Money in the Bank qualifiers over Charlotte and Becky.
But Charlotte and Becky both don't take the fall in that one, though.
No. Still. Like, I kind of thought Charlotte was going to win tonight.
Oh, I agree with you. I thought Charlotte was going to win. But the Becky thing was kind of ridiculous because Lyra came out and completely stole it for her. And she's supposed to be a babyface. Like, that was kind of a cheap move for a babyface to do.
Yeah, but she just wants revenge from the attack from Becky because Becky attacked her last week.
I get it, but the way it was done when Becky had the win and she stole it from her, like, just openly attack her if you're a babyface. But to steal the win kind of thing, that looked kind of cheap. And it makes you look kind of bad to do that if you're a babyface.
Are they adding matches to Saturday night's main event? Did they just throw on Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega for the U.S. title?
Did they? I missed that. Well, I haven't
They
seen
did.
it yet. Oh, no.
They're going to show a graphic. They're showing matches. They just added a fifth match to this show.
I guess they probably timed it and realized, oh, we can add something else. So, and I think probably there was a bit of an uproar, if I'm not mistaken, because there was no women matches on the show. Wow.
Okay. So they will have one. They will have Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega. Tonight it was B-Fab and Michin getting the win over Chelsea's team of Piper and Albie Fire. That happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, that kind of a lot's just kind of happened on SmackDown. I didn't mind the Charlotte triple threat match. I thought that was okay.
Yeah,
I found Julia though. Like I don't know, I'm not sold on her yet. Like she's kind of sloppy with her stuff. I find
she threw one chop that was just nothing. There was nothing there.
It felt like Charlotte was really trying hard to make Zelina look good, and I guess because Zelina took the fall too, so maybe that's why they're trying to shine her a bit more. But in terms of Julia, I'm just not sold on this. Roxanne, like I can see that. Again, she's really young too, so there's a lot of time with her. But they're also pushing her for potentially Judgment Day as well, so there's a much more going on with her than Julia, I think.
Yeah, Finn introducing Roxanne to Judgment Day, maybe trying to get her into it, and Dom's not sure about it, and Raquel's like, we got to run this by Liv, and they're like, well, Liv's not here, and there's a whole Judgment Day thing going on Raw. I don't hate it.
No, I like it. I think it's all right. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Then they make Dom seem like he's this Casanova kind of guy where all the women want to be around him. But they've done this before where it's kind of ridiculous. Like Bryan Danielson had this gimmick too. So
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I just I think it's interesting how they're continuing to evolve the Judgment Day and the members and how it's changed over the years, you know? Like the group used to be Finn, Rhea, Dom, and Priest, right? I mean, at one point it was Edge, Priest, and Rhea, right?
Yep.
Then it was Finn. They kicked Edge out, and it was Finn with Priest, Rhea, and then Dom joined after, right?
yes,
Dom joined after, and then that ran for a while, and they added JD at a certain point,
yep.
and
At a certain
then
point.
that broke up. Rhea and Priest went off on their own, and they got. When did they get Carlito? Was Carlito ever in Judgment Day with Priest and Rhea?
That was the draft. Remember, like because he was originally in the LWO, but then he turned on the LWO, and then the draft when he came over to Raw,
Right.
pretty much hanged around Judgment Day, and eventually just decided, oh yeah, you're in the group, I guess.
And then, but was he with, like, when, and then Liv Morgan and Raquel joined when Rhea and Priest left, but was Carlito already there, or did he join after Liv and Raquel?
Yeah, he was already there.
He was already there. So Carlito was there, and now they're throwing in Roxanne. So now the group is Carlito, JD, Liv, Raquel, and Dirty
Said
Dom.
Truth, right? You mentioned Truth, right?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even, I mean, Truth was in it for a while, kind of, like.
Still is in his mind. Like,
Yeah. So I think adding Roxanne Perez and that dynamic of like, ooh, Liv isn't going to be happy about this when she gets back, kind of like Rhea, she was off hurt, and then Liv was kind of hanging around Dom. Remember that whole thing? That's how Liv joined the Judgment Day. She was like hanging around Dom and trying to get Dom interested in her, and Dom was like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. And then in the end, he wanted everything to do with her and turned on Rhea when Rhea came back from injury, the injury that Liv caused, for real. So,
well, they both entered each other, right?
yeah. So now Liv, off doing a movie, when she comes back, all of a sudden Roxanne Perez is there. Maybe she's, getting too close to Dom, and then things continue. So I think it's good. You got to keep things going in the group because it's obviously not going anywhere, right? The Judgment Day is a big deal on Raw. They have multiple segments every show and have been doing that for, feels like, years now.
I do like the recurring theme that Finn is the one who kind of causes change all the time. He's the one who got Edge booted. He's the one who got Damian Priest booted. And you could say he probably had a hand in the whole idea with Rhea getting booted too.
Mm-hmm.
So
And he might get Liv and Raquel booted, and maybe even Dom too. I could see Dom, Liv, and Raquel all getting kicked out of the Judgment Day, and Judgment Day continuing with Carlito and JD and Roxanne and Finn.
Yeah. Then they might even change it because then it feels totally different then, right? Almost.
I don't know. But I could see Dom leaving through this.
Oh, yeah. I could see this splinter into different sections of Judgment Day. They could do that. Fight for the rights of Judgment Day. They did fight for the rights of DX one time, right? So
Yeah.
fight for this.
But I think at that point it might be like, okay, maybe it's time to end it.
I think we're getting closer to the end than we are to the beginning. That's for sure for this. Like they've run a long course with this Judgment Day. Like they got to say this has been pretty successful, even though like it dragged on way too long. But they got the most out of it without question.
We're seeing a pre-taped Bianca Belair promo on SmackDown talking about, I guess she's got some sort of finger injury. She's hurt.
That's what I remember at WrestleMania on the finish. Like she broke her hand. So that's what happened. Why she's been out for so long.
And we haven't seen her since.
Well, I mean, that's what's pretty good about the women's division, WWE. They have so many like stars now in the division. Bianca can sit for a couple of weeks and they'll be fine.
Yeah, they really have tons of stars. Tiffy Time cut a promo to start the show, bragging about beating Charlotte at Mania and then kicking Nia Jax's face off last week. I thought that was funny. Which led into the triple threat because Charlotte came out and Zelina and Julia. And then Julia won. Who's going to win that women's Money in the Bank? We already have like 4 out of the 6. Bliss, Perez, Ripley, and Julia. I guess the favorite has to be Rhea Ripley, right?
Yeah, but I also feel that it's kind of unnecessary to give it to her because you believe, well, she could just go in there and win anyways, which she's done in the past. So she doesn't need Money in the Bank to cash it in, win.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a baby face as a champion. It makes a lot of sense to have a heel. Baby face on both brands, by the way. So yeah, a heel's got to win this, I think. I don't think we've seen the true winner yet. I think the true winner is going to come later. Whoever wins in that triple threat match, that's a big one, by the way. Jade, Nia, and Naomi. I honestly could see Nia win if Nia makes it.
I think Roxanne Perez can win.
Yeah, that's very possible too.
Like, if she's in Judgment Day with the Money in the Bank briefcase, all of a sudden, you know, when Liv comes back, it's like she's more of a threat.
I think she'd be the youngest women's wrestler to win it too. I think Tiffany currently has that too, so that's something that could play into it as well.
I could see Roxanne winning. I don't think Bliss wins. You know, Rhea, you would think would be the favorite, but I think you're right. Like, she's a babyface. There's babyface champions. She doesn't really need it. I could see Julia winning. Like, I think it's going to be Roxanne or Julia or somebody new like that.
Wow, Jacob Fatu's going to be in the Money in the Bank because he's got a qualifying match next week.
Right. Who's he wrestling?
Andrade and Hayes. Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo might win.
Yeah, that's true.
Carmelo could win. So far in the men's, you've got Solo and LA Knight. Ooh, if Jacob Fatu's in that match with Solo, things are going to pop off for sure.
Yes. And yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense to see that happen. Yeah, I could see that.
And they should, you know, at this point, like, they've been teasing this Solo Jacob breakup for so long. Jacob is hanging out with these guys, but he seems to want nothing to do with them. He seems to hate them. He flat out said he didn't like Jeff Cobb tonight. He's like, I don't like you, I don't trust you, or JC Mateo, whatever he's called. But then they teamed together. They were a tag team because Solo's like, no, don't forget, you know, you guys got to be cool. We're all friends here. But
and they won.
Jacob Fatu seems to hate Solo. He seems to hate JC Mateo. He told him he didn't like him. So why is he still with them? It's been weeks now where Jacob Fatu seems to despise every moment he spends with Solo Sikoa, yet he's his best friend and he's always around him on SmackDown. What's up with that?
Well, I guess with him, Solo's still family. So that's the big thing why he doesn't like JC, right? He's not family, he's not blood. So that's his issue with him. But Solo, I guess, because he's blood, he still loves him, kind of.
They had a match tonight. It was JC Mateo, which, I mean, I don't like the name. I would have preferred him just be called Jeff Cobb. And he hit his finishing move on Big Jim. It was a tag team match. It was Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo versus Jimmy Uso, Big Jim, and Rey Fenix, which is weird. I was watching the match. I was like, shouldn't Big Jim be like on the other side? Why is he with Rey Fenix? Looks like he should be with those guys. You know, they're all dressed the same. They're all family members.
That led
it just
to the
looked
finish.
weird. Visually, it looked weird. You know? Huh?
So Solo wanted them to join. That was the finish, right? raised the one, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he distracted Jimmy, and then Jimmy got hit with the Tour of the Islands, which was Jeff Cobb's finisher, and it's still called the Tour of the Islands. Like, it's weird to me that they kept the name of his finishing move the same, but they changed his name.
Well, that's WWE. They love to own your name. So,
but why wouldn't they change the name of the move too? Like, why not? Like, why is his finisher still called Tour of the Islands like it's always been for Jeff Cobb?
Yeah, move names I think they're okay with. He came up with it, so they're all right calling it that. That's fine. Right. It's just that the actual name to sell the person, they have to come up with it. They have to create it. They have to own it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they won. Big win for Jeff Cobb. He beat Big Jim tonight.
Big Jim doesn't lose that much on SmackDown.
No.
So it was a big win.
Tommaso Ciampa beat Chris Sabin with help from Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Candice now joining the DIY group. They're fully heel.
Yeah, I don't know. The match was okay. Like, I wasn't that interested in it, to be honest.
Took forever.
It was just all right.
R-Truth's promo tonight on John Cena, like, not good.
Crowd wasn't behind him whatsoever. They wanted the hell out of him.
It wasn't funny. He's got to be funny. This was like half serious.
Yeah. I don't think Truth's winning. I think it's probably the opening match, to be honest, and I think Cena just destroys him.
Yeah, of course. Certainly. Why would Truth win?
Well, they gave him, like, the main event spot. He interfered in a main event match with John Cena and Randy Orton. You think they're doing something with that, but yeah, I guess not. They just needed it out.
They're doing this. This is what they're doing with that.
It's pretty sad. It has to go somewhere when you do something like that. And it's just to go to nothing.
How far does it have to go? You think Truth has to become champion? Randy lost to Cena. Cody lost to Cena, but Truth is going to beat him? That would be ridiculous.
It's more ridiculous. You put him in that kind of spot, and then this is your payoff for it. That's a big spot to put him in.
This is a big spot to put him in. He's getting to wrestle John Cena in one of his final few matches on Saturday night's main event on NBC. R-Truth, who barely wrestles, who never wins, is for some reason getting a WWE title shot against John Cena on Cena's retirement tour. That's what it's leading to. Cena wanted to do a match with Truth. They ran an angle to set it up. Here's the match. It'll last a few minutes. Truth will hit a couple spots. Cena will beat him. 1, 2, 3. And that's all it should be. You think it should be more? What more do you want? How many matches? Like, Cena's got like 20-something appearances left. How many of those appearances do you really want wasted on an R-Truth feud where he drops the belt, has promos, has another match? Like 6, 7 of these appearances on R-Truth losing the champ. Like, what? Come on, man. That's crazy. You can't do all that. It's only so much Cena you have left. You're going to waste it on Truth. The fact that they're doing this alone is the payoff for R-Truth. He gets to wrestle Cena on his last run, his final tour. He gets to do one last match with Cena because his career and his gimmick has been so closely tied with Cena for so long that, hey, they get to pay that off on this last run where Cena gets to whoop his ass and be an evil heel and look at you all mean as he beats up R-Truth. And, probably beats him really badly. So it's like, oh, man, Cena's so mean. How could you do that to Truth? He's going to kill him.
Well, first, I don't believe the title's on the line tomorrow.
What?
I believe it's non-title.
Well, I mean, it really shouldn't be a title match because you should earn those technically, right? Like, you should win a match to get a title match. He never wins.
You talk about making the most of his appearances. I feel it's kind of a waste if you're just going to do that kind of match. If that's all you're going to do with it, that's a bit of a waste if you only have a number of appearances. It should have been something else. They shouldn't have put Truth in this position to begin with, but we're in this position, sadly, and this is what we're getting. I think it's a pure waste.
They wanted to do, a match for Cena on Saturday night's main event. And, it couldn't, this is the best idea they had. If Cena's not wrestling Truth, who does he work at Saturday night's main event instead? In a short match. 5 to 9 minutes max.
I wouldn't have mind almost anybody else, to be honest. Truth is one of the lowest guys on the list. Besides the fact, cool, he does Cena's moves sometimes. I would have taken anyone else. Someone new, to be honest, would have been better. I said the opposite last week, but I'll say it now that it better someone else got the opportunity, because Truth's too much of a joke. They didn't even give Truth anything to build him up or be maybe he could do something here. This kind of promo was the wrong idea. I don't know what they were thinking, but it was wrong.
Yeah. I think this is just more of a reward for Truth for being a good soldier.
I get
it's
that.
Like Cena, having respect for our Truth. He likes him. They're friends. That's all this is. You're reading too much into it. It's just hey, Cena's retiring. He wants to do one more match with Truth.
It's sad that, because it's the WWE Championship. It's supposed to be the biggest title in WWE. It's supposed to mean the most. Everything that happens in WWE, the WWE Championship, that's the most important thing that happens on the show. And when something like this happens, when you get joke stuff involved in it, it ruins the championship. And it makes you not care as much.
You are correct. It is a non-title match that I expect Cena to win easily. It should open the show.
It's just too bad. Because, again, WWE Championship, that should be the match you look forward to the most. It should be, anyways. And I think it's the furthest thing from my mind. To be honest, I'm more excited to see what Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green would do. Because at least that could be somewhat entertaining in terms of the wrestling. And I'm being honest when I say that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cena's WWE Championship not on the line. This is a non-title match. Saturday night's main event going down tomorrow night in Tampa, Florida, 8 p.m. Eastern time on NBC. John Cena, R-Truth. I guess you think Cena will win, though, right, John? Just get the prediction out of the way.
Yeah, we're doing predictions now. Yeah, I'd say Cena wins this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green, you mentioned that match just got added tonight. Chelsea Green, former champion, getting a rematch against the new champion who beat her, Zelina Vega. I think Zelina probably retains. I don't see her losing right now.
It's not impossible, right? I mean, we're not seeing any other titles changed hands. I don't believe any other titles are on the line at Saturday night's main event. But...
yeah, there's the world title.
Oh, yes, the Wolves. Yeah, well, I don't see that changed hands either, so there you go. No, I think Zelina retains. It's too early for her to lose the championship at this point. Could be surprised here, but yeah, I don't see a change here.
Yeah. I don't see any title changes either on this show. You don't need them. You already have big matches with big stars, right? You've got, like we mentioned, John Cena on this show against R-Truth. CM Punk is going to be on this show teaming with Sami Zayn to take on Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Jey Uso will be defending his world title against Logan Paul. And Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match. How about that one? Priest and Drew. Who won at Mania? I can't even remember.
Drew.
Okay, so Priest will win this one?
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure.
I think Drew's going to win. I'm surprised the match is actually even happening, to be honest, because they've been brawling throughout the whole show. And I was starting to question, Are they trying to write the match off? Because is Drew 100% after what happened at Backlash?
Right.
I don't believe Drew has wrestled since that.
Yeah.
So I had a feeling maybe the match wouldn't even happen. But I think it's going to happen. And again, it's a cage match. You don't have to beat the guy. You just have to escape the cage to win the match. So I think Drew would win.
Okay. I'll go with Priest.
One thing I think we disagree with, on this one.
Yep. Let's do that. CM Punk and Sami Zayn taking on Seth and Braun. It's interesting,
I mean, the way I look at this, Braun and Seth are the actual team, and they should be a team going forward, so they should win their first match together.
Yeah. I agree. I think they will, but Punk, Punk.
Of course. Well, Punk, I don't think Punk's taking the pin. I don't know about you. So
No.
That's how that goes.
That's how that goes for Sammy.
Yeah.
Seth gets the pin or Braun for the team?
Probably Seth, because I think they're building Seth to be the world champion, right? So I think Seth needs it more.
Are they ever? I mean, Raw was filled with promos like predicting Jey Uso's future. Like, it was ridiculous. This week on Raw, Jey Uso comes out to talk. Gunther comes out and he's like, Jey Uso, don't forget that I'm going to wrestle the winner of you and Logan Paul. Or he said that to Logan Paul. He's like, he said it to both guys. He's like,
yeah.
Everybody was threatening people about the future of the world title on Raw this week, right? Because Logan Paul is wrestling Jey Uso for the world title. Jey is the new champion. He won it at Mania. In a couple weeks on Raw, Gunther has a title match, like, guaranteed to him. So Gunther is next in line and will face the winner of Logan and Jey Uso. So Gunther is threatening Jey Uso, and he's threatening Logan Paul, saying, hey, I don't care who it is. I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to be the champion. And then Seth Rollins is there, and he's like, hey, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, Gunther, I don't care who's champion, but I'm going to beat one of you because I'm next after all that. It's like everybody's got next. I'm waiting for somebody to show up and be like, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, all you guys, I'll beat you guys because I'm next after that. It's just like, how far in advance are we telling the story here? Why are they telling us what is going to happen? And how come Seth just gets next? He doesn't have to beat anybody?
Well,
I guess he won at Mania. He beat Punk and Roman.
I think technically he beat Jey in that match too, right? Because Punk came out.
Wow.
I mean, technically the match just ended. There was never actually an official bell or anything.
So, goodness. I mean, it's just, I guess in the end, Seth is going to be champion. I think Jey will probably get through Logan and Gunther and then lose to Seth at some point. That seems to be the plan. At Money in the Bank, maybe?
Oh, no. I think Jey might hold till SummerSlam.
And then lose to Seth?
Yeah, that seems about right.
Okay. It kind of sucks for Jey to, be champion, and one of these guys is going to beat him, probably Seth. Seth is just waiting as, the next champion. Kind of makes Seth, not the champion, but kind of the champion. He's the centerpiece of Raw. He's kind of the top heel, and he's just waiting for the title shot, and everybody kind of figures he's going to win the belt. And Jey is just, a lame duck champion.
It's what you
lame
thought he was
duck.
going to be. you thought this when he won the title. Before he won the title, you thought, oh, it'd be a short reign, just give him something for a little bit, and then he'd lose. What you thought was going to happen, so it's what's happening.
Yeah, but they don't have to spell it out for you. It's a little, you know what I mean? Like, it's rough. It's like, yeah, Jay, you might beat Logan, you might beat Gunther, but eventually Seth is going to get you, and we're going to tell you that on Raw.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Pretty much that's it. Enjoy all those entrances that you get every week because they're only going to last for so long.
Also, it's like, okay, so Jay's going to wrestle Logan Paul, and Logan Paul's not going to win because what are we going to do? Logan Paul versus Gunther for the title? I don't think so. They're both heels. That's not happening. So Jay's for sure beating Logan Paul here tomorrow at Saturday night's main event. And then Jay's going to beat Gunther because Gunther's not going to win because what are we going to do? Gunther and Seth, they're both heels. That's not going to work. We need a babyface, and the only babyface here is Jay. So now, not only do we know that Seth is probably going to be champion at some point this summer and be the one to take it from Jay, like we already know this because they've told us pretty much. We also know that Jay is for sure going to beat Logan Paul and Gunther, so these matches don't matter. It was very weird. Like, that's not how you book. Why did they do all that on Raw?
I mean, they could surprise us.
It was dumb. Yeah, but you know they're not gonna, man.
No,
you think? I mean, come on. It was bad, right? Like they gave away too much.
Well, people want to see Logan get beat up, and they gave Logan a lot of. Like, he ended the show putting down Jay, right? So.
Yeah, and it was so funny to me because so Jay he was in a match, right?
Against Braun. That was the main event.
Against Braun, and then Seth interfered, and then Sammy showed up, and then Punk showed up, and then Logan Paul shows up, and Logan punches Jay and knocks him out. Right? Jay's unconscious on the mat. And then the commentary team goes, oh, that's the fourth time that Logan's knocked out Jey Uso. And you go, okay, fourth time in about, I don't know, 6 weeks? We're supposed to believe this is somewhat real? You're going to tell me that the WWE is allowing their world champion to be knocked unconscious, which means suffer serious concussions 4 times in 6 weeks and continue to perform and defend his championship on Saturday night's main event? You know? I don't know. Like, I get it. It's wrestling, but 4 times? You're going to give him 4 concussions on the road to this match? It's ridiculous. They're really allowed that.
Selling.
You know.
They're very weird at selling sometimes.
Yeah. Do they not realize when you suffer a knockout in a fight, like, it's a concussion? It's a serious concussion. Like, knocked unconscious from a punch? That's very bad for your brain. I don't know if I have to say that, but I guess some people still need to hear it. It's not good to get knocked completely out, to get your lights put out fully, to get knocked out with a punch. It's not good. I wouldn't recommend it.
They try to make the wrestlers too superhuman-like, where 1 second they're perfect, the next second they fall apart, and then out of nowhere, bam, Superman. They need to work on that a little bit. But that goes throughout all of wrestling, I think, with a lot of them too. You'll see that in AEW, a lot of no selling.
We are seeing a main event right now on SmackDown, John. It's the Street Profits versus Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom for the tag team titles. Are we going to see a title change here?
I don't think so, but I mean, never know, right? I mean, we're not expecting a title change tomorrow, so.
Street Profits just hit their blockbuster finish thing, and they only got a 2 count because Nathan Frazier broke up the count. I don't know.
Wait and see.
There's Dawkins going to the top. He doesn't go to the top. Here's Axiom. Whoa, Axiom with a Spanish fly from the top. There's Frazier on the other rope. He's going to do a flip move on Dawkins. 1, 2. Oh, Montez breaks it up. Whew. That was close.
You believe in that one? Because, yeah. They just kind of hit moves out of nowhere. Axiom. Also, they announced, as to be expected, like Clash Champions, Saudi Arabia. Also, the SmackDown before that will be in Saudi Arabia. So we'll watch SmackDown early, June 27th.
Oh, nice. Love an early SmackDown. Street Profits and Fraxium, main event of SmackDown. Uh-oh, here comes the DIY, brother. What are they doing here? Ciampa and Gargano jumping on the apron. Oh, but here comes the Motor City Machine Guns. We got a melee at ringside. What are they going to do? What's the finish here? Non-finish? Distraction finish? Ooh, Axiom gets dumped out of the ring. Axiom. Ooh, Montez doing a big dive on all the guns and the DIYs. That was a cool dive over the corner. Uh-oh, there's Frazier. Ooh, Dawkins, with a big sky high. That was a nice spine buster by Dawkins. Snapped him.
Is it a little much that you've had DIY come out a couple of times now? And they already got a new member, and then the new member comes out again? Like, I guess they're really pushing DIY, I guess.
What just happened?
A lot of chaos.
The screen went black. Oh, it's the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six is in the ring. They went black, came back, lights came back on, and the Wyatt Six is in the ring. They're back. They're looking at Montez on the top rope, and they're going to beat him up. They're going to beat up everybody. Okay. They have returned. Something. They're beating up all the DIY and the machine guns and the Street Profits and everybody. Ooh, Nikki Cross is even going after Candice LeRae. Okay. So that's the finish of SmackDown. No title change. It's
no finish.
It's a Wyatt Six attack. Holy shit! The Yankees just lost to the Rockies.
Yes.
What the fuck is that? I'm supposed
Was
to
it
lose
3-2?
to the Rockies, bro. What the hell?
Was it 3-2 final? Or?
Yeah.
It's like you said, though. I mean, you lose one, it's not the end of the world. So if you lose the series, then you got to start questioning yourself a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they just swept the Rangers, though, the Yankees. The Rangers are a pretty good team. Big win for the Rockies. Huge win for the Rockies. That's crazy. What the fuck?
They took two out of three against the Mets, too. The Mets are a pretty good team as well, so.
The Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, 2 out of 3 from the Padres. Like, they've been beating really good teams.
That you put your foot off the gas and fall apart.
Wow.
It's not a bad thing, though.
It happens, but it's a wake-up call for sure. You got to go, hey. Let's not let this happen again tomorrow, guys. Let's get this shit together.
It happens. Like, you win 7 in a row, and then you lose 7 in a row. It happens.
Wyatt Six posing with a birthday cake in the ring? And they blew the candle out to end SmackDown. What the fuck was that? What's with the birthday cake? Oh, wasn't it Bray Wyatt's birthday today? I think that's his birthday? Yeah, I think it would have been Bray Wyatt's 38th birthday, which, like, so sad. Pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the anniversary of Owen Hart's death today as well.
Wow. Yes, it would have been Bray Wyatt's 38th birthday today. So that's the birthday cake significance there to end SmackDown, and fitting that they would return today.
Very fitting.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
But it's been a while. It feels like half a year they've been gone.
Yeah. Not sure why either, right? Other than it wasn't working and they tried to retool. I really don't know.
The problem is they're too strong of a group. And who are you going to put them against? Look who you put them against last time. They're no longer here anymore. Like Karrion Kross group they had.
Mm-hmm.
Or even, well, I guess they still have American Made, but they got destroyed all the time against them.
Yeah.
So it's tough when it's a super team. Who do you book them against? They're just always going to win. So it doesn't really go anywhere after that.
The only big group would be the Judgment Day, but they're on Raw, and we just saw Wyatt 6 on SmackDown.
Well, they'll build that to that eventually. I definitely think we'll see that one day. Maybe Survivor Series or something like that they could build towards.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you had Tama Tonga and Tongaloa and Solo Sikoa and, Jeff Cobb, Jacob Fatu, do something there.
Well, they're fortunate there's a lot of tag teams on SmackDown, so, I mean, that could help them for a little bit. But, yeah, eventually the Bloodline would be good, I think.
Yeah, like Fraxium and Street Profits against Wyatt 6.
Yeah. Or DIY and, you're not going to like this, but Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't mind it because Pretty Deadly wasn't even on SmackDown tonight. So whatever it takes to get them on the show, I'm happy with.
2 weeks?
They're fun.
No. Pretty Deadly.
Not
no
since
boy.
losing to Fraxium.
That's right. And one of them, like, busted open jaw, whatever. Yes, like, yeah.
Exactly. Haven't heard that in a while.
Boys.
So Saturday night's main event, John, we've got Zelina Vega beating Chelsea Green. You've got Drew McIntyre winning the cage match. I've got Damian Priest. We both have John Cena over Ronald Truth. We both have Seth and Braun Breaker over CM Punk and Samuel Zayn. And we both have Jey Uso Yeet defending the world title, beating Logan Paul.
That sounds about right.
Any surprises? Any returns? Anything cool happen tomorrow? Or it's just straight up what you see is what you get? I think it's going to be pretty plain and simple. The matches on paper will be what you see.
I would hope there's something like afterwards, the Cena Truth match. I'm not expecting much for the match, but hopefully after the match, there's something that will lead towards whatever they do at Money in the Bank. Because isn't Cena supposed to wrestle Money in the Bank?
Against who?
Well, hopefully that becomes clearer after Saturday night's main event.
Whoa! You're only smoking mirrors. Where's Cody Rhodes?
See, I don't know if it would be Cody, sadly. I mean, it'd be great if it is Cody. I don't know if it will be Cody. I'm thinking Roman, actually. Isn't Roman supposed to come back?
Man, I hope so. I miss those guys.
Like, that's the match they should build towards. Roman versus Cena.
WWE isn't quite the same without their main characters,
Well, their idea now is like, we'll give it to Cena, give him his run, but they've been running so strong with Roman and Cody for the last couple of years. Without them there, it feels like a huge gap.
Feels empty.
It's missing something. I mean, it helps having Punk on Raw. It helps a lot. I mean, you got an amazing reaction on Raw, but
yeah,
you need a little bit more.
Yeah. Wonder how it feels for Sami Zayn when he's on the apron and, he comes out and he gets a decent reaction. He's standing on the apron and they're chanting CM Punk's name and he comes out and they just explode. Go nuts.
Yeah, but he's going to win the Rumble, so he'll get his rewards in the end. He understands Punk's a big star. I don't think he'll ever take it away from Punk.
But I wonder if, like, Seth and Sammy, some guys, like, still go, fucking Punk,
Maybe Kevin probably is still mad about that. But
yeah, who knows? All right, so that's Saturday night's main event going down tomorrow night on NBC. And that's really what's happening in WWE world. That and they move WrestleMania. WrestleMania next year, 2026, was supposed to be in New Orleans, Mania 42. And now they have told us that it is not going to be in New Orleans. They haven't told us where it's going to be yet, necessarily. There are rumors, but they have said officially it's not in New Orleans, and New Orleans is going to get Money in the Bank in 2026 in August. So they're going to move Money in the Bank from June, which is what it's going to be this year, and then next year it'll be in August, and it'll be in New Orleans. There are rumors that WWE is going to head back to Vegas for WrestleMania. They liked it so much this year, they decided they wanted to do it again next year. And that's a strong possibility. I could see that happening. There are rumors that it'll be some sort of international edition of WrestleMania. Maybe WrestleMania in London, finally, possibly. A lot of different rumors swirling. Saudi Arabia, a lot of places on the radar. But the strongest rumor and the biggest story that seems to be coming out of this would be Vegas, just going back to Vegas.
Well, you would know this more than I would. Isn't TKO situated in Vegas?
I don't know if their head offices are in Vegas, but they definitely do a ton of business there. I mean, the UFC is based in Vegas.
And apparently they did amazing in terms of Vegas this year. And from what I read, they believe they could do just as good, if not better. And New Orleans couldn't do as well. So just go to Vegas again. New Orleans can get it again eventually. I mean, they've already had it last couple of years, New Orleans, didn't they?
Yeah, they've had it recently.
Yeah, so it's not the end of the world. And this isn't the first time they've done this for WrestleMania twice, the same place, 2 years back to back.
Yeah.
I know COVID, sadly, they had to do it in Florida. And then they gave it Tampa again anyways. And then WrestleMania 4 and 5. So it's not a huge surprise. And it's huge to do it's not easy to do WrestleMania, especially if it was international. Imagine the complications with that. It might be kind of difficult to pull that off.
I don't know. London Mania, afternoon Mania over here. I think that'd be fine.
I think that might be very... I mean, think about it. WrestleMania,
Easter weekend on an afternoon, I think you could pull that off.
Remember, the NXT show starts at 9 in the morning. How is that going to be, if we're in, the UK? It's going to be insane. 4 in the morning, they're going to start that show?
Who cares?
I know you, because you're not going to watch anyway, so you don't mind, but for them, it's going to be crazy. The time, especially when they do all the shows too, the Hall of Fame and everything. For us, it's fine, but them, I imagine it's going to be hell. It was hell this past year. Remember SmackDown, and then people are falling asleep during the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was awful what they did to those people.
So a lot needs to be reworked, and then the complications of what Vegas will be next year. I think that's the main reason why it hasn't been made official at Vegas is the dates, because they haven't got everything finalized with how that would all work out, because things are already planned in Vegas. So then to bump other things, not easy. So then you have to get your dates where things don't get bumped. And there's so many different activities going on, as you know, with the whole meet and greets and conventions that they pull off, TKO pulls off.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not going to be easy for them to pull off Vegas. So wait and see what's going to happen.
Vegas, I wonder if it's just a matter of Vegas offering more money for WWE to come. Because that's what they're doing now, right? For the big events, they make the cities pay the WWE to come to their city.
It's smart.
I mean,
maybe as a fan, you'd get upset a little bit because it's just always in the same place. But if they're making more money, I'm sure they're very happy about that.
Well, that's it. The cities, I forget what it's called. It's it's a fee that they call. You know what I mean? It's
I know what you mean. Yeah, I forget what it's called too, but I know what you mean.
But like a city like New Orleans would be bidding for WrestleMania. So they'd be like, we'll give you $4 million if you come here. And WWE's like, well, Vegas offered us 10, so we'll go there instead. You know, and it's worth it for the cities because of the tourism and everything that they get, you know, as far as the money coming back to the city, like it's an investment. And a lot of these cities are bidding on WWE events. I couldn't imagine Montreal bidding for a WWE event. I would guess that our hometown will never get a goddamn thing. They're not bidding for anything. Could you imagine if that came out? People would be so upset. The city of Montreal spent $3 million to bring WWE to be like, yeah, but the fucking comeback is, you know. People would be mad. Anyways.
Wow.
This dumbass city.
We're losing to Toronto in everything. They're getting the WWE pay-per-views. They're getting the AEW pay-per-views. We're not getting – Toronto's getting everything compared to us.
But I'd rather, like, the city of Montreal spend millions of dollars bringing a big WWE show here than, like, the F1, you know? I go to WWE. I don't go to no F1. I'm saying.
It's coming up soon. That's a big thing. I'm sure AJ.
Give me the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I don't care about that at all. Give me the Royal Rumble over here, brother. That's what I'd love to see. But, yeah, I wonder what the deal is with Vegas. Did they just offer more money? Why did they pull out of New Orleans and decide to go somewhere else? Like, they announced New Orleans. They said they were going to New Orleans, and then they're like, nah.
The Rock did a promo about it, remember?
Yeah. It's weird. It's certainly weird. Makes you think that it's not Vegas, that it's like Saudi Arabia going, we're going to give you $100 million to bring WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Like, they got some stupid money where they're like, okay, cancel all plans for New Orleans. We're going to do it somewhere else.
All right, I think it's probably going to be Vegas again. They're just working on the details, but I think Vegas has got it because they offered a lot more money.
That does seem to be the strongest rumor, John. So I think we'll probably find out within the next few days. Probably by next week, we will know. All right. AEW, Double or Nothing?
Not in Vegas, surprisingly.
No. It is in Glendale, Arizona. Phoenix.
I think this is the first one not in Vegas. And, well, not counting again that COVID year, right, too, where I think they were stuck at Daly's place. But I think, yeah, first time not in Vegas on COVID.
Yep, you are correct. And this is what, the 6th Double or Nothing?
That's correct, yeah.
Wow.
This was the first, right? It all started with Double or Nothing, the first ever AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah. This was the first one. First Double or Nothing, May 2019, main evented by Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, where the winner would face Hangman to determine who would become the first ever AEW World Champion. Jericho, of course, beating Kenny, and then going on to beat Hangman to become the first ever AEW World Champion.
That's where Moxley made his debut, that match.
Yeah. And here we are again, Double or Nothing, coming up Sunday, this time in Phoenix. And our main event will be Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay for the Men's Owen Hart Cup Tournament Final, where the winner gets an AEW World Title shot at All In. Also on this show, we're going to have Paragon, which is Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong taking on the Don Callis family members Takeshita, Fletcher, and Josh Alexander in a trios match for some reason. Okada defending his AEW Continental Championship against Speedball Mike Bailey. Anarchy in the Arena, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata versus Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Bucks. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on 6. Anarchy in the Arena. Mark Briscoe taking on Rick O'Shea in a stretcher match. FTR taking on Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness in a tag match. Tony Storm defending the AEW World title against Mina Shirakawa. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin defending the tag team titles against Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. And Jamie Hayter facing off against Mercedes Moné in the Owen Hart Cup final, women's Owen Hart Cup final, where the winner gets a shot at the AEW World Championship at All In as well. John, I want to start with the main event. Hangman and Ospreay. Incredible promo to start Dynamite this week. That was my highlight of the show. Great stuff. Emotional stuff, telling their story, explaining why they wanted it, why they needed it. Hangman talking about how much he needed the championship because he needed to know that there was a light at the end of the tunnel of this 2-year hell that he's been living through. Just the emotion of Hangman, the emotion from Ospreay. You could feel it. It was a promo, but there was a lot of reality, a lot of real emotions, a lot of real feelings there. It was beautiful. I thought it was some of their best work. Did a great job of explaining why you might want to root for one guy or the other. Did a great job of heightening the stakes in the match. It was brilliant. Great stuff from Ospreay and Hangman. I cannot wait. They are two of my favorite wrestlers in the world. I think Hangman's my favorite wrestler going today. He's just... There's something about the Hangman. So I'm very much looking forward to this match. I think the winner of this match is going to be the next AEW World Champion. I think the winner of this match will be Jon Moxley at All In. And I am fine with either guy winning. I would like either guy to be AEW World Champion. It's tough. I want Hangman to win, but I believe Ospreay will win. I'm going with the Ospreay.
Well, I was going to say I didn't think Dynamite was particularly good this week, which is kind of sad because that's your go home for the pay-per-view. But I did think that the Ospreay Hangman promo to start the show was probably the best part of the show. And like you said, the emotion was there. I thought Ospreay, I believed in him a little bit more than I believed in Hangman. So that's why I think I'm going with Ospreay. It's going to be close. It's going to be back and forth. I actually like it more as the main event because the end with Anarchy in the Arena, it's kind of a downer. So I think it's... And think about it too. The best match you're probably going to see is going to be Ospreay against Hangman, so it makes sense that should end the show.
No one will be able to follow this.
Right. And that's the thing, too. Like, when you get to those later kind of... Because it's going to be a long show. When you get to those later kind of matches, it needs to be the best thing you see. Chances are Ospreay and Hangman, that can deliver. The other matches, I don't know if it can compare. Anarchy in the Arena is its own separate little thing. It's different. But in terms of all the other matches, Hangman Ospreay easily should be the main event.
I will say, though, like, I think Hangman Ospreay will probably be the best match on the show, but Okada and Speedball could also be the best match on the show. Like, that's pretty nuts. That's going to be good as hell, John.
It doesn't have the build, though.
No.
So that's kind of hard.
It doesn't have the stakes and the weight, but man,
right.
In ring, like, geez.
Sure, but also, like, I don't know if people aren't as invested in that match, nor believe in Speedball winning the championship, where this is what's so intriguing about Ospreay and Hangman. I think we both have Ospreay, but This match could easily go either way, though.
Yeah. And this is a match I've been looking forward to for weeks now. The build has been good. And, when we found out that it was going to be Hangman Ospreay in the finals, it's just like, wow. You couldn't get two better guys in the finals of this thing. This is the match that I think everybody wants to see. It's a very good move to make this the main event because this is the match of the show. This is the draw. It's Hangman and Ospreay. It's going to be incredible. It might be match of the year. I'm predicting it will be one of the best matches we see all year. I don't imagine a world where it won't be. They're both so good in their prime, and they're going to go all out. They're going to do everything. I've got Ospreay winning. I think Ospreay is going to be the AEW World Champion by the end of the summer. He'll beat Jon Moxley, and AEW will be better for it. Ospreay is incredible. I just would prefer Hangman be the champion at this point, but only by a slim margin. I don't mind Ospreay being champion. Ospreay is so good. I love Will Ospreay. These two are the best of the best. Not many guys in the wrestling business right now close to Hangman and Ospreay. Quite a main event that AEW has put together here. Quite a main event. I'm very much looking forward to this. Cannot wait. Both, this match, it has everything that I look for in a wrestling match, okay? Two great wrestlers that will deliver a great in-ring product. You know the match is going to be sick, so you're looking forward to what they do in the ring. You don't know who's going to win. I think Ospreay, but Hangman could easily win. I want them both to win. I like them both. It's not like I like one a little bit more than the other, but it's like whatever. They're both incredible. I'd be happy with either guy winning, happy for either guy winning. And it has incredible stakes because the winner of this match goes on to face Jon Moxley at the baseball stadium in Texas, at All In Texas, for the world title, and probably becomes the next world champion. So it's got everything you'd want in a pro wrestling main event. Great wrestlers that are going to deliver. Guys that you love and respect. You don't know who's going to win, and it doesn't really matter, and everything is on the line. It's perfect. It's perfect. It doesn't happen very often in pro wrestling, where you have all the elements of a perfectly booked, orchestrated main event for a pay-per-view. Well done. Tony Khan takes a lot of heat, and he deserves some of it, but I think you got to call it like it is. Like, this is perfectly executed here. Because the anticipation is just as high as it can get.
Well, I think they figure out a way to build towards their biggest show correctly. Where I feel like sometimes it feels very disjointed and things just kind of happen, fall into place kind of thing. Injuries obviously set them back at some point, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I just feel like they had a game plan going into this year, and they've pretty much been able to see it through.
Very well done. I cannot wait. Should be a great match. I'm hoping for a good pay-per-view before it. How about Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong taking on Takeshita, Fletcher, and Josh Alexander? Why is this happening? This is one of those matches that, I would rather not have on this pay-per-view so we can make it shorter.
Well, this happened on Collision because Adam Cole was on commentary, and Don Callis got mad at something that Adam Cole was saying. So now he's like, now he's challenging him to a 6-man tag at the pay-per-view. So that's why we're getting this match. And it's tough because it kind of comes out of nowhere. It's not easy to predict this kind of match. It feels like it definitely can go either way. but not because you're thinking either are strong. It's just because we have no idea where they're going with this. I'm just going to go with the heels because I think I have more faces winning. So that's just my theory on this one. I'm going to go with Don Callis' family.
Yeah, Takeshita wins a lot. I'm going to go with the other guys, though. Adam Cole and the babies.
It's going to be one of those kind of matches. Could go either way.
I think that should be the name of the group. Adam Cole and the babies.
You don't like the Paragon, I guess?
No. Adam Cole and the babies. I'm going with them. Okay, John? I'm doing a different pick. Okada and Speedball. I think this match is going to be great. I love Okada. Speedball is fantastic. This is going to be really fun. But I got Okada winning. Rainmaker! 1, 2, 3. I think Okada and Kenny at some point should wrestle and unify their championships. But they haven't done that yet. Kenny is the international champion. Okada is the continental champion. They could unify it and have an intercontinental champion.
Yeah, I think it'll happen at All In, but we're not there yet. So Okada's going to win, I think, on Sunday.
Why can't AEW have an intercontinental champion? New Japan has an intercontinental champion.
They might. It might happen. Wait and see. Or they'll just say the international is just a unified champion. I could see that happening too. International sounds not too bad as well.
Speaking of taking things from WWE, did you see WWE drop their trademark for Edge? Like they don't. Is Edge going to get it back? Can he be Edge again?
No, they dropped and then took it right back afterwards.
Oh,
just because it expired. But yeah, so they can't.
That's too bad. I was hoping Edge could be Edge again. I
wish.
like Edge more than Cope.
Adam Copeland's fine. I mean, that's his name. But yeah, Cope's not the best.
Don't you think he'd be more over in AEW and we'd care a little bit more if his name was Edge?
I think he's still pretty over, actually. Like, I think he gets one of the best reactions when he comes out. So,
where's he at? Is he okay?
Well, remember he got taken out by FTR?
Right.
Concerto? Yeah.
Is he going to get revenge here on FTR when they face Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness?
Well, I think FTR wins. Maybe in the aftermath, we could see Edge come back, because I think that will be the match at All In. I think Edge will face FTR. So maybe that could happen.
Edge and Daniel Garcia?
Well, it could be Edge and a bunch of people. I mean, I would love to see Edge and Gangrel. That'd be pretty awesome. A team with Gangrel recently.
I mean, if we're going to go, like, let's have a classic tag team match, I would really like to see FTR versus Edge and Christian.
Sure. I don't know if we're there yet, though, because Christian seems different. I think, like, is he feuding with his boy?
Well, maybe, like, he may just kind of, like, if that whole group just turns on Christian and then you turn Christian sympathetic and then him and Edge have a rekindling, like, you could do a final Edge and Christian run. Edge and Christian versus the Young Bucks. Edge and Christian versus FTR. These are matches that haven't happened that would be classic tag matches that I would like to see.
I hope they do it. I would love to see it. Just we haven't gone in that direction at all. It feels like Nick Wayne and Christian, that seems to be what they're going towards right now. So
yeah. I think there's a way you turn Christian babyface off the Nick Wayne thing, and you have Edge and Christian reunite. They got to have a last run before it's all over for them, and like there's a limit here.
Of course, I don't disagree with you. I don't know if now is the time. I hope it is, to be honest, and I wouldn't actually mind if it just comes out of absolute nowhere, because people would buy it anyways.
Yeah, I think you buy it anytime. I think they could do it just like that, and you go, yeah, well, it's Edge and Christian. Of course they're going to get back together. They're friends.
Right.
I don't really believe them hating each other. You know what I mean? That's what I don't believe.
I did like the whole, go F yourself. That was pretty good. That was a great AEW moment.
They did good stuff, but, you knew it was a work. When they're teaming together, it's real. You know that they're really friends, When When they act like friends on TV, they're not acting. It's better. It works more. Go with the natural instinct, you know?
Well, here's another thing, though. How many returns are we expecting at Double or Nothing? Because potentially you're saying Edge, and I think potentially we have Eddie Kingston possibly coming back.
Yeah.
And potentially Darby Allin coming back. How many comebacks we're getting?
Where does Darby fit in?
Well, I think they just fit Darby in anywhere just because what he accomplished, right? So you just want to get him on the pay-per-view. Just even as an appearance, I think you just throw him on, right?
I don't know. I think Eddie Kingston's going to come back in that Anarchy in the Arena and help Kenny and Swerve and Willow and the Ops beat the Death Riders and the Young Bucks.
Well, I think, yeah, because I think Gabe Kidd will interfere, and then Eddie will kind of even the odds, right? So, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
I got the baby faces winning Anarchy in the Arena. Kenny Omega, Swerve, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Katsuyori Shibata, and Willow Nightingale. Is this the first ever intergender Anarchy in the Arena? I think so.
I guess. Maybe the Stadium Stampede, I think maybe had random appearances from people, right? Those ones. So I guess that doesn't count with Anarchy in the Arena.
No, this is official. Well, I mean, these random appearances is one thing, but this is like Willow and Marina are actually in the match.
Right. They can be pinned or submitted, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is a first. I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I think it is a first.
Yeah.
And I'm not mistaken, it's also one fall to a finish. And I'm expecting them to do the whole thing they did, was it last year, where they just played the final countdown throughout it? I don't know if they'll play the final countdown throughout it, but I expect the song to play throughout most of this match, I think.
Swerve song?
Maybe the Swerve song. You know, they've done this, I think, in the year past, too. Maybe they played Jericho song or something.
Yeah.
Or just play. It's kind of like the New Jack
thing. Didn't they do
Moxley
song, Wild Thing, for like a really long time at one point?
I think they've done a bunch of songs just for a long time.
Yeah.
Whenever there's plunder involved, New Jack style.
Plunder.
That's the word of the show tonight.
Pillage and plunder, baby. Okay, so we got Kenny Omega and friends winning the match. We got FTR over Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. We got Richard O'Shea beating Mark Briscoe in the stretcher match, right?
Oh, yeah. It's cool that Briscoe's on the pay-per-view, but, yeah, I don't see Ricochet losing this.
We got Toni Storm obviously beating Mina Shirakawa to retain her AEW Women's World Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Obviously. We've got Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin beating Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara to retain the AEW tag team titles, maybe with help from MJF, because MJF's not booked on this pay-per-view.
I remember checking the Vegas odds not too long ago. I think Bobby and Shelton are the biggest odds-on favorites to win, which is crazy if you look at the other matches. Yes, more than Tony, more than Mercedes, which I was like, wow.
Okay. And Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné, Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. You know, Jamie Hayter cut a decent promo this week on Dynamite. I thought Mercedes cut an okay promo too. I think Mercedes has to win, though, because Mercedes Moné, undefeated run, TBS champion, to win the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and then go on to face Toni Storm, this incredible women's world champion at All In. Like, that's the match we need to see. That's a mega match, and they have to book it.
Just to go back on that, I think Toni is actually has the same amount of odds as the Hurt Syndicate.
Okay. She has to win.
Yeah, she has to win, I think, no doubt. But Mercedes actually not as heavy at odds on favor. You would think she would be, right? But it's actually a bit closer than you think with that one. And I agree. I thought Jamie Hayter, great promo this week, and a very promo-heavy Dynamite this week. But she was able to stand out. I enjoyed it. I thought it was not too bad, especially because she doesn't talk too much, so it was good to actually hear from her a little bit. But I just don't think she's going to win because that's not the match we're going towards. I think people want to see Mercedes and Tony. Jamie Hayter, yeah, there's a history there, but I feel like it's kind of buried a bit, and it's not really the match that people want to see.
I'd be so disappointed if Jamie Hayter won.
Still a very good match because Jamie Hayter is a very good wrestler.
But come on, man. We're this close to Sasha Banks, Toni Storm. Let's go.
I agree. And again, it's all in, right? You put your biggest stars. No offense, Jamie Hayter, but Mercedes is a bigger star. You invested a lot of money in Mercedes. She should be in the match.
Mercedes versus Tony is so big. That's another one where you go, that's another perfect booking situation where it's like, you know the match is going to be great. You like both wrestlers. Whoever wins, I'm fine with. I'd prefer Tony win, but just a bit. And I don't know who's going to win. I couldn't, it's a coin toss, so who's going to win it? And the stakes are huge because, Mercedes champion of, everything, TBS champion, and Tony is the AEW world champion. Big consequences, great wrestlers. The match is going to be great. They have to do it. It's perfect. I can't wait.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mercedes is 25-0 right now in AEW. And I think probably going into the match with Tony, she could potentially be 30-0. I think that's what they're going to be pushing. So I think that's probably going to happen.
I really liked when Mercedes sat there on Dynamite this week and said, I'm the greatest TBS champion of all time, 25-0. I'm the CEO. And I was like, and then Renee kind of gave her a look, and I was like, oh, that's a shot at Jade Cargill. Because up until this point, Jade Cargill, you would say, would be the greatest TBS champion of all time. She had quite a run with the belt. She was undefeated for a long time. But then when you see Mercedes in there saying that she's the greatest TBS champion of all time and she's undefeated, you go, oh, yeah, they really erased the whole Jade Cargill run and replaced it with Mercedes. And Mercedes, Jade Cargill's good and impressive and all, but Mercedes is like an incredible talent in the ring, on the microphone. She's just, far more seasoned. She's a higher level professional than Jade Cargill. And I thought it was quite a statement from Mercedes saying, I'm the greatest TBS champion of all time, and then saying she's 26-0, 25-0, whatever. I was like, oh, okay. That was like a direct shot at Jade Cargill. Just kind of making it known. I liked it.
Well, I think it was intentional from the start. That's what they kind of wanted to do, I think. Because they knew Jade, that was established, that was her thing. Mm-hmm. That's what the TBS title was pretty much centered around, was the fact that Jade was that champion who was so dominant and strong, so they had to establish a new one. WWE's done this too in the past, where they had the youngest champion was Brock. Then Brock decided to say F WWF or WWE. Mm-hmm. So then, we got to get a new young champion. And they replaced him, Randy Orton. So this is AEW doing the same thing. Out with the old and with the new.
I enjoyed it. Mercedes taking that shot. It lets you know that the Sasha Banks Naomi team is still very strong. Naomi hates Jade Cargill, and so does Sasha Banks. It's great.
Potentially, I guess you could look. I don't know if so much hate towards with that. It's just
Hey, John. Proceed with caution. Proceed with caution. You see that Naomi picture where she's upside down, legs like doing the splits, and it was Big Jim, do not proceed with caution. And I was like, oh my goodness, Naomi. By God. Big Jim must see that and go, shucky ducky.
Well, it's nice that she's trying to get involved in her character. Maybe they might do something with her because she needed something to change because she had the same character for so long. And not much was happening with her. So it's happened with a lot of women, actually, where they had the same character for so long. They had a bit of a change and helped quite a bit. Bailey, I think, is a great example of that. So, and now you're going to show us the photo.
Big Jim, don't proceed with caution. Oh, my goodness, Naomi. Look where her hands are, Johnny.
A lot of caution tape there, yeah. I see
Caution. Yeah, Naomi's going hard.
That's good. She's like living the gimmick, trying to get into it, get people excited about it.
I just hear the Owen Hart caution tape theme song whenever I see her gear like that. Remember
Well, Owen definitely had better gear than she does, though.
Ooh, wait a second. The Queen is proceeding with caution.
Okay, yeah, we're seeing Charlotte with Naomi. That's something. Okay.
Proceed with caution, John. I'm just warning you to proceed. You
don't follow the Usos. You don't follow Tamina.
I don't follow the Usos or Tamina. I guess not, eh? Do I have to follow Tamina? The Usos. Do the Usos tweet out good stuff? Should I be following the Usos? It's two guys. I don't think they really do much. I like it when it's one person. When it's two men on one account, it doesn't seem like anybody's really doing anything.
I mean, is it even them? This is where I question following
Trinity,
WWE
it's
accounts.
for sure her. Trinity Fatu, Naomi, she's tweeting out. This is her. The Usos, it's like they pay somebody to do it. WWE does it. I don't know.
I think that might be the way with a lot of wrestlers, actually.
Yeah, of course. Okay, back to Double or Nothing, John. We got more matches to go. This is a marathon of a show.
It's 10 matches, no?
Wait, sorry. We're almost done, John. We just have the pre-show match. We got there.
Okay.
We're there.
Wow.
Oof. This is a shucky ducky quack quack match of the night, brother. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford taking on Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. That team of Anna Jay and Harley Cameron is interesting.
Did you see that thing that they did on Collision, whatever, where...
Yeah, I saw that, where Harley Cameron bit Anna Jay's butt.
I don't think Anna Jay was expecting that by her reaction.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the clip several times.
Several, wow.
Well, it was on a loop on, you see it on Twitter, and it's like, oh, look at this. It's like 6 seconds, and I'm like, oh, see that again. A couple more times. That was good. Thank you. Well done. Just had to see the angle, How did she really bite? What really happened? Was it a work? Was it a worked bite? Was it a shoot bite? Scientific purposes only, John. Just for the business, brother. But yeah, they're quite a tag team. I mean, I like them. Harley and Anna, they're I've seen some videos of them that they're posting as well on the social medias. And you go, okay, is this wrestling or something else? What am I watching here? What am I watching? Why do I enjoy this? What are you going to do? Who wins? Who cares? I think we win. The fans win. I'm going to go with Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Give them an old pushki because the fans like them. They're over.
I think the heels will win this one. Megan Bayne's only lost one match, so I don't expect her to lose this match.
Harley Cameron. Yeah, this is what she posted. Her and Anna Jay posted this on their TikTok, I guess. I'm just like, what is going on? What are we watching? You know what I mean?
It's a weird dance.
Yeah. But there's just, good God almighty, pal. What are they up to? Anyways, I guess this is pro wrestling. Okay. Cool. I like it. Hey,
They're trying anything they can with Harley Cameron. I think they know she's talented.
Yeah. How about it?
And
hey, pal.
She gets reactions.
Hey, pal, have you seen this Harley Cameron? Damn it, pal. She on the roster? Tell her she can ride on my private jet. You know? All right. Thanks, John. We've gone too far. This show is over. I got to end it here before Vince McMahon completely takes over. Did you see the report that, who said it? The coach? I sent that to you today, right? I sent you a thing where the coach is saying that Vince isn't on speaking terms with Triple H and Stephanie. He hasn't talked to them in like 2 years. He's really mad.
I sent you back like Triple H's Hall of Fame speech where he says he still loves Vince. It's a complicated relationship.
Yeah.
So
I still love him. He hates me, but, whatever. I love him in the sense that, he's my father-in-law. I love him like Linda loves him, from a distance. He hates all of us, though.
again, I can understand it's very complicated because like it's hard to put over Vince now because of what has happened, what's out there. So he can't really be too positive. But even being that positive, I'm sure he got some criticism back. So it's difficult, and I'm sure his family is very divided about that. I'm sure that's not easy for a family to go through. So it's difficult, and it's probably in his best interest for the business to not associate with Vince as much as possible. You don't want that to be at least known, I think.
Yeah, but I think Vince is actually mad because they kind of, forced him out of the company. They voted at the board meeting not to bring him back. It's not like they're publicly keeping their distance. It's like, no, Vince is mad at them.
Vince, he can have a temper, right? And he'll react in a certain way. Maybe not always in the best way, but he'll do what he wants. And you kind of understand it too, where he's at that point in his life where I don't think he cares that much.
Stephanie McMahon is trying her hardest to be an interesting personality and interview people and have a podcast. But there's only one person we really want to hear her talk about. And that would get all the views and all the likes. Her daddy. But she doesn't want to talk about him. It's too bad. Because if you really wanted to hit and do something big that would get people talking and really put you on the map, it would be a, full-on, let's tell the story about what happened here at the end of WWE and Vince. Why did I vote no at the board meeting? Interview Shane on your podcast, Stephanie. How about that? Interview Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. That's all good, right? I think you interviewed Dominic Mysterio. Ooh, that's risky. Why don't you call up your brother and see what he has to say to you? You're not going to do that, are you, Stephanie? Call your dad. Hell, call your mom. See how that goes on your podcast. She's not going to do that, though, John. She'll call her husband. He can come on. But daddy, big bro, even mama. Mama can probably come on. But daddy and big bro are not coming on Stephanie's podcast. Where's Shane?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, her podcast is pretty much WWE superstars' personalities, right? So Shane, Vince, not in the company, so they're not going to be on the podcast.
Have you checked out any of that? I haven't, because I am not interested in watching Stephanie McMahon ask softball questions as she lovingly adores all the superstars and how great they are and how much they do for the company and how, they say just nice things to Stephanie because she's Stephanie and she's the boss's wife. Hey, who wants to watch a bunch of wrestlers interviewed by the boss's wife? And that's all she is, too, now. She used to be kind of the boss, and she used to be the boss's daughter, and now she's not the boss. She's just the boss's wife, who I guess, owns a... Does she own a chunk of the company still? She must still have a bunch of shares, so something there, I guess. She's like a big shareholder. That's not an awkward conversation at all. Hey, Dominic, you want to talk to the boss's wife and one of the top shareholders in the company? I guess I have to. Don't really have a choice. Easy to book podcast guests when, you're Stephanie McMahon and you're just trying to book WWE wrestlers. What a joke, man. What is she doing? It's just sad. I see it and I go, oof. This is what it's come down to.
Well, I think they're also trying to establish her, right? Because she was kind of gone. So now they need to give her something to do, and this is something for her to do. And I think we always felt, or maybe I always felt that she was a very good on-screen character. So this could lead into something like that again, to have her back on television. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest.
I don't think they're going to bring her back to be Evil McMahon.
See,
because she's not in power anymore.
But right away you say Evil McMahon. I don't think it should be Evil McMahon. Because as you've seen, Triple H isn't evil anymore, right? So it shouldn't be Evil Stephanie.
So, but she already comes out every once in a while and is like, hey, everybody, welcome to WrestleMania. She already comes out as babyface Stephanie. What, you want her to be like a babyface manager? Come on. Ugh. I don't think that would work. I think she'd start getting booed.
I think they're trying to warm people up to the idea. That's what this whole podcast, ESPN show is all about, I think. Is just to eventually bring her back, I think, one time.
I hope not. I don't want to see that at all. Johnny, I want to see you in the ring. When can people see you?
So it's going to be tomorrow for CWA. Going to be wrestling Johnny Taco. I believe in the main event, we have our buddy Jeremy Prophet wrestling Paul London. So that's a pretty big match. Going down tomorrow in Montreal for CWA Wrestling.
There you go.
And check out more info on my Twitter and Instagram. Posted all the info there. North Genesis on Twitter, X, and Instagram at Genesis Johnny North.
There you go. If you're in the Montreal area, go check out Johnny North wrestling tomorrow night.
That's correct.
Nighttime.
I believe it. I want to say at 7 p.m., but doors open at 6.
Cool.
And apparently they'll start right away with a match because apparently one match has to get done very early. So won't be my match, but another match has to get done super early.
Hold on a minute, player.
Hold on a minute, player. Thanks to Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. He's a super chat leader of the night. He says, thank you guys as well as AJ, Fred, Ben, and everybody. So thank you, Doug, for supporting the Ringside Report Network. Doug, member of the team. Angelo as well. Angelo Contagonis, a member over at join.ringsidereport.net. You can support over at join.ringsidereport.net and donate.ringsidereport.net. Thank you to Jason Pete. Seeing him on the chat. All the members. Everybody supporting the Ringside Report Network.
And next week I'll have the Karate Kid Legends review. If you're going to see that movie, so that'll be pretty awesome.
There we go. And we'll recap AEW's Double or Nothing next week on the show. We can't do the recap late Sunday night. We got places to be Monday morning, and the show is going to be like AEW's Double or Nothing is going to go very late. So we'll recap everything that happened in AEW and WWE when we come back next Friday night here on Wrestling Uncensored on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope